backyard. I'm the big dog, Damon Dury, and I got a treat for you. I got a chance to talk to a wrestler, up and coming. He's been doing it for 2 years. His name's KJ, but everybody knows him as Paragon. This man loves wrestling, and can he do a promo? But I will say this, the man is way beyond smart. The man is amazing to talk to and the nicest guy you could ever meet. Check this out. I'm talking here to KJ, and he goes by Paragon. He's a wrestler, and what I saw was amazing, but what really got me was your promo. Before that, I saw that and I said, oh, I gotta talk to this guy. I can't wait. But we're here talking to KJ. You're from Ohio, here in...
I'm from Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long you been wrestling?
December 16th will make 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And the Paragon persona, I talked to you about this a little before we started here. You say you were born into it, is that right?
Oh yeah, because a lot of times people are characters. They're playing a role. Paragon's not a role. Paragon is an extension of me. Paragon's a heightened version of me. Paragon is both my best and my worst self, channeled into one energy. You know,
okay.
So if I'm, the bad guy version of Paragon, that's literally channeling all the bad, all the evil, all the anger, all the frustration, all the insecurities, all the depression, all the whatever. I put all that into the bad guy Paragon. And then the best parts of me, the parts of me that want to be good, that help out people, that like to make people smile and laugh and to entertain and put on a show. That's the good guy Paragon, channeling all that good of me, or at least what I want to be, into him. It's not a character. It's literally just me heightened. It's me focused. It's me. If you have a lighter, right?
Right.
A lighter has a purpose to create fire.
Sure.
But it takes being struck to create that fire, to create that light. When I strike the lighter that is KJ, I create the fire that is Paragon. Without the lighter, there is no fire. Without the fire, there's no purpose for the lighter.
So, for you, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is kind of like a therapy?
So here's the beautiful thing about fire. Fire, symbolically, is a sign of both creation and destruction.
True.
So with that analogy about the lighter, if I am the lighter itself,
okay,
when I'm a bad guy and that flame goes off, it could be me burning something down with the purpose of destroying.
Okay.
But when I'm in my good guy form, when I'm in my good guy side, that lighter is creating light for those to see. It's helping your vision. It's helping aid you. It's lighting the candles. It's bringing people together. It's bringing light. If all the power went out in this room right now and it was midnight, the good, perseverant part of me doesn't want to burn the house down. He wants to light all the candles in here so that way we are able to see and have functioning whatever. Whereas, let's say someone crossed me, they betrayed me, or they hurt someone I cared about. That fire is not going to be used to light no candles.
Right. Okay. So, you enjoy your career, okay? I've seen it, and I see your promos, and I see the way you work. You enjoy doing this. It's not just a job to you.
No, this is my life. I mean, and in more ways than one. Like, I was just telling somebody that this morning that Paragon saved my life.
Really?
And a lot of people don't understand what I mean by that. 'Cause a lot of times I don't go deep into detail with it, especially when I'm telling people like, me and Paragon are the same person. Actually, I want to say it was like May of 2018.
Okay.
I have been wrestling just for a couple of months because I started in December of 17. So literally just a couple of months I've been wrestling. And I was just in a really bad headspace, a really dark place.
Okay.
Really dark place. Hated the job that I was working alongside wrestling. Was having an issue of taking up space. I didn't feel comfortable taking up space. So even being home felt like a burden. So I didn't feel comfortable at home. Didn't feel comfortable being around certain people. Didn't really know who truly was my friend because they cared about me and who was my friend because they wanted something from me.
We all.
Exactly, and there was just so much issue of this internal storm that there was one day while I was at, my job outside of wrestling, where I was walking across the street. Part of my job, I had to secure a perimeter, and a bus was coming. Green light. I'm stopped there. I cannot go. And I found myself stepping outside in front of the bus. And I felt something pull me back on the sidewalk. And I heard the words, and it sounded like my voice, but didn't sound like my voice. You dumb motherfucker. Do you realize how much fucking work we've put in to get here? Look, I don't give a fuck about you. I ain't ready to die yet. I got too much shit to still do. Like I said, it sounded like my voice, but it didn't sound like my voice. And I looked around to see if somebody helped me back on the sidewalk, because literally I didn't pull myself back there.
Sure.
My badge from my job and stuff was laying in Miller Street, got run over by cars and stuff like that. And I'm looking around and no one's around. And I'm like, what in the hell? And whenever people ask me, I'm like, Paragon saved my life that day.
Really?
Because Paragon wasn't done living even when KJ was. And Paragon felt he had too much to live for, because there was way too much work that was put in to get to the stage of being able to call oneself Paragon. And the journey wasn't over yet. Literally a month after I had that near suicide attempt.
Sure.
A month after, on my birthday, I had a tryout for ROH.
Oh wow! Ring of Honor. That's high. That's up there, man.
So a Ring of Honor tryout, literally a month after a suicide attempt.
Wow.
It was a weird juxtaposition, because I went from not wanting to be in this world anymore to feeling like I was on top of the world.
Oh yeah.
Especially because, and some people who are seeing this might go, what the hell? The rule and guideline to be in the tryout, you had to at least have been a year in the business.
And
I was 6 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I may have been 6.
Yeah, I was 6
Well,
months.
congratulations. That must have been, I mean, first of all, a high point in your career, but your family. You have family? Did you tell them about the Ring of Honor, or are they into wrestling
Let's
very
put
much?
Let's put it like this. So I live here in Ohio. Currently, I'm living in the Columbus, Ohio area. And my mom and my aunt drove with me all the way from Columbus, Ohio to Baltimore, Maryland. So I could be at this tryout. Stayed the night there, and then drove back. So we got there on a Friday. The tryout was a Saturday, Sunday, and right after the tryout was over, we left to head back to Ohio. And I had work that Monday. I had work that Monday. I had work that Friday too, so I had to take like a half day. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, so the Paragon did. What made you pick the name Paragon? Any ideas there?
Okay, so I always knew about the vaingloriousness that was Paragon before I knew what the name was. I also knew about the Dark Passenger. I have many nicknames. I have the Demigod, the Purple One, the Walking Apocalypse, Wrath of the Almighty, Culmination of Domination, Fresh Prince of Magnificence. I can go on.
Yes.
But they were always there. But it was a matter of, but what is my name?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's the name people give you, and there's the name you answer by.
Sure.
And though I was given the title of KJ, my real name is Christopher James Ross Wilcox. Christopher spelled KH. But my family calls me KJ. Everybody's my family, so you can call me KJ. Okay. Or Paragon. That's the name I chose. I picked that name. But it was my freshman year in high school.
Okay.
And very first day of class, they put in front of us Shakespeare's What a Piece of Work is Man.
Oh, wow.
Very first day. They put in Shakespeare's What a Piece of Work is Man. And teacher goes, all right, guys, so whatever word you don't understand, I need you to circle it, look up the definition of it, and then I also want you to look up the etymology, the origin, and all that stuff.
Oh, my.
Whatever word you don't understand.
And so, Shakespeare,
And so we're going through it, and what a piece of work is man, how art thou lovely and temperate, the paragon of animals. And I'm like, paragon of animals? They're like a shape or a dinosaur. we the dinosaur shape of animals.
There you go.
What
Interesting.
in the world is this? And so I circle it, I look it up, and the definition of the word paragon is the model of excellence and perfection.
Nice.
So the word means model of excellence and perfection. And so I was like, yo, I like that. Because when I'm a bad guy, I am the model of excellence and perfection.
Right.
Ain't don't nobody compare to me. You're not in my tax bracket, you're not in my league. I'm main event, first ballot Hall of Famer, and you Pee Wee League gym class hero. But
There you go.
when I'm a good guy, I inspire.
Right. I'm the
To
model
be-
of everything everybody wants to be like.
Yeah, I aspire to be that model of excellence and perfection. I want that kid in the audience that's copying my entrance. I want him to be like me, but I want him to be like me for the right reasons.
Sure.
I want him to look at me and he's like, I see Paragon standing up for the little guy. I see Paragon doing this and doing that. I'll even give you this. I had a woman at a show that I had 2 weeks ago. And I'm at my merch table, I'm just selling my merchandise and stuff like that. And she's been a couple shows, and every time she sees me, she wants a hug and say hi. Her husband's a wrestler who I faced this past weekend, and I pounced him out of his soul. And she dropped some heavy news on me about her health. And she didn't have to. She doesn't even know me well enough to do something like that. But she felt so comfortable
Right.
that she went to me and she let me know that she was dealing with something scary. And she was scared. She was even getting teary-eyed. And the fact that she came to me about that, you know, some people are like, what's going on? Just not know, whatever.
Yeah,
And my response to her was, repeat after me. It's benign and you are fine. And she said, what? I said, you heard me say, it's benign and you are fine. And she started saying that, it's benign and I am fine. It's benign and I am fine. She messaged me later in the week, still telling myself and it's getting me through the week. She sees me this past weekend and she's bubbly and excited. I know I'm going to be okay because like you said, it's benign, I'm fine. I'm going to go see the doctor, you know, this coming week. And when I see stuff like that, or when I have a kid who, I've been at shows where I've seen extremely racist parents,
Yeah.
and yet their kid runs up to me and tells me, you are my favorite wrestler. And when I grow up, I don't want to be like my dad, who was over here saying the N-word wearing a Confederate flag shirt. No, I want to be like you. I want to be like you because I see what you do, and I see this and I see that. That to me, that goes to show that I am the model of excellence and perfection. I'm inspiring. I'm aspiring to be, and I'm trying to inspire. I aspire to inspire. And so,
Just in whenever you look back at when you were getting in front of that bus and you see all these kids and these people, do you think, man, what would have happened if Paragon hadn't gotten involved? Look at what these people wouldn't have had or anything like that. I mean, that's got to be a wake-up call of amazing proportions at some times.
I'll probably say there's what Paragon feels and there's what KJ feels. If KJ's having a rough day, KJ's like they would have found it somewhere else or it wouldn't have made a difference. Or KJ's like, well, I'm just glad that I'm able to help. I can't think about what could have been. I can think about what is. Paragon is, of course these people need me. That's why I helped our asses. I can't believe you did this to us. Got us on camera embarrassing ourselves. You telling our story, and he's like, you know what? I ain't even embarrassed. Okay? Because you know what? Because I saved our asses. What's wrong with you? Like, so, depending on who you're talking to, one of them is definitely the mindset of, like, yeah, because we needed to be there, because these people needed us. Whether it's the person who's booing us, but they had so much fun at the show because we helped them get a release from their hard, long day, or whether it's the person who literally grabs you by the hand away from your merch table to introduce you to their grandfather who's been watching wrestling since he was 2 years old, and he apparently went blind a couple of years back, and they did a procedure on him where his sight is slowly coming back, and your match is the first wrestling match he has seen in 15 years. You know, so like hearing stuff like that, like
that's gotta be.
It feels
so
good, but it
powerful.
also lets me know, even when times where it feels like the bad side of KJ is not listening to the good side of Paragon. It lets me know there's a reason I'm here, even when I'm having a hard time being here.
So, obviously, you've been in wrestling. You've had to have watched wrestling growing up, correct?
Most definitely.
Who is your favorite? Who made you? Or how should I say? Who made Paragon and made KJ want to do this and become the person or the wrestling. I mean, let's put it. You're talking. You're becoming an icon to, as you said, you've seen these people come up to you, so they are looking at you as an icon.
I wouldn't say an icon.
An example.
I look at us as wrestlers, whether we're on the independent circuit, on the smaller level, the bigger level, if we're on TV or whatever. We're like folk heroes. We're these like mythical creatures almost, because we're telling these tall tales.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, though, there's still some element of reality to it.
Sure.
Especially to some of these people that it's all real with them. You know,
Right.
There's somebody out there that you can't tell them anything about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, or the Tooth Fairy. You know, and there is an element of reality to all of those things.
Sure.
It's just a matter of how real it is.
Right.
And so to some of these people, I'm like a comic book character that's come to life. You know, I am running around in colorful spandex and stuff. But I wouldn't say some icon, nothing like that. In the words of most people from House of Truth that have graduated, I ain't shit yet. I don't know shit. So that's one of our catchphrases. But
okay,
and I'm gonna answer your question in a second. But also one thing I forgot. So I told you about the name Paragon, the definition.
Yes.
The origin / etymology of the word actually comes from ancient Greece. It was a stone that was used to sharpen weapons, but the paragon was believed to be so sharp that it could sharpen weapons, but nothing can make the paragon sharper. Nothing can make the paragon better because the paragon was it. It's not iron sharpening iron.
Oh.
The paragon makes you better. You don't make the paragon better.
That's even.
And so that's another reason why when I heard it, I was like, I need
more
that.
Layer on layer with the name. Wow.
Yeah, so it was
amazing.
It was something I had to grab onto. But you asked me about who it was that inspired Paragon to put on some spandex and run around chasing grown men and throwing them around the ring. So I'm gonna give you my top two because there were two different things that got me into wrestling because of these two people. 2 years old, my great uncle, sits me down in front of one of those TVs that still had the dialogue.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, because he was all about the classes. I don't like these TVs with the buttons and stuff. No, turn it down. And so we're sitting there and we're watching Monday Night Raw, WWF. Still WWF.
Yes.
Monday Night Raw is war.
Yes.
Okay, so
I remember.
It's that. And we are sitting down. He goes, you see that one right there? You see that boy right there? That boy right there is Rocky Maivia, okay?
Oh, Rocky.
Rocky Maivia, okay? He is the first third generation superstar, okay? And I'm gonna let you know right now he's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's gonna be great. You just watch. A few months later, I got to watch Rocky Maivia join the Nation of Domination.
I remember that.
And when that happened, I was like, yo, I love this. I gotta keep watching. I fell in love with wrestling. I've been following The Rock's career since I was 2 years old.
Sure.
A lot of people can't say that about, following celebrities for that, but I'm like, look, I was 2 years old when I decided this was my guy. Whenever he succeeds and wins, I feel like I succeed and win. Like, I've been following, I got action figures, I got the weird flexible ones that don't really move well, and then the really good flexible ones that do move well, but they have the really weird fleshy skin, and I get all in. So I actually got a Rock Elite figure in there from his last WrestleMania.
Right.
It's like, because I'm a huge fan.
Sure.
But then I also got another Elite in there from the next guy. So, there was a man by the name of Eddie Guerrero.
Oh.
Eddie Guerrero.
Oh my,
yes. I was always enamored by him, and I couldn't understand why. And then the night he won the WWE Championship, that was the night I said, I know I can be a wrestler, and I'm going to be a wrestler. Because at the time, and we somewhat still face it now, not as bad, but at the time, minorities didn't really get a shine in professional wrestling. Yeah, they were probably the most entertaining thing on the show, but how many times did they get to not only hold a title, but the company's title?
Right.
They're carrying not just the division, but the company on their back.
Sure.
So seeing a man of color who wasn't that big, yet he was still larger than life, be able to topple a dude bigger than him, win that championship, and just the love he received when he won. And I look back, and there's so much symbolism in it, because of his story of overcoming his trials and tribulations. And Brock Lesnar wasn't just his opponent.
No.
That was life.
Yeah.
That was him having to take on life, and he won. Everything was against him, and yet he still managed to pull out a win. And that's kind of a reason why I was so inspired, because even at a young age, I found myself feeling like life was against me. Granted, it's against us all, you know. It's not fair. When you're young and you're already cognizant of that, it messes with you. And so to see somebody who have been through so many trials and tribulations, who have fought off so many demons, and you watch this man succeed, I was like, damn it, I'm going to be a professional wrestler. And then when he passed away, it broke me. I mean, tears that can't breathe cry, you know, the snot bubble.
Yeah.
So like, and I felt it like all in my soul. Like I was over here playing Michael Jackson's "Smile" cover of the Charlie Chaplin. So just smile though your heart is aching. Smile. I was still crying, and when that happened, and also watching all my other favorites at the time just in tears because of how amazing of a man he was.
He was.
I said, one, I want to be that important one day. I don't have to be that famous, but I want to be that important that when I'm gone, people feel it.
Now this conversation took a while, and I guarantee you there's more to come. Stay tuned to the Big Dog's Backyard. I'm going to show you more of what KJ and I talked about. Paragon is amazing. Come back next time to see the Big Dog's Backyard and see what else I dig up.